Okay, here we are. You don't have to look at me, but you can listen to me. And if you don't want to listen to me, then you can listen to Nixon. And if you don't want to listen to Nixon, you can listen you can listen to Roosevelt. No, I like Roosevelt. You know, tough guy. And this is from the Richard Nixon Foundation, and one of his favorite quotes. It reminds me of the poem "If" by Rudyard Kipling. And the wisdom of the past, uh, we acquiesced and we allowed ourselves to be walked on because the voices were so much louder, and because they were louder and they were numerous, and we stopped. We're just like, okay, whatever, you wanna crash the bus, go on right ahead and crash it. Let's see how well that does you. But the worst solution, of course, is the one that works too well. And if you're going to engineer something, you engineer it so that it works, and you have a fudge factor, because we're all human, and to err is human. And this is why I humanize people in positions of power instead of trying to dehumanize them, because even if they are psychopathic, or they exist without empathy, or they're fanatical, every single person has a chance within their lives to become something different, not necessarily better, but something different than what they were. And yet there's still some people, there's a limitation, there's a limit to my love, that are not deserving of compassion because they didn't show other people compassion, and they prioritized money, wealth, and power over humanity. And this is why we have tribunals, and this is why we must have another tribunal, because of historical, cultural, and religious revenge. We can't have these things in a free and democratic society. There is no freedom without responsibility, or a price to be paid when we live in abstract, idealistic ideas. The real world is not the theoretical. It is not academic, and it's concrete. It's real, and there are actual consequences to our actions. Now, I may say these things out of hypocrisy, but you know what? He without sin cast the first stone. You know what I mean? It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do these deeds? Who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions? Who spends himself in a worthy cause? Who at the best known in the end of the triumphs of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. So what does that say to you? It's better to live and love and lost than not at all. And it's better to have risked something than nothing at all. Isn't that what life is about? One would hope so.